And welcome to another edition of Life Outdoors. I am your host, Chris Reckling. How you guys doing today? Today, if you are a fan of gardening, if you are a fan of anything that grows outdoors, you're going to like today's segment because today we are talking to Ashton Holliday-Goulart. Goulart, is that right? Goulart. Ashton Holliday-Goulart is a Virginia Beach Associate Extension Agent. What does that mean exactly? What is that title? And tell me more about the Virginia Cooperation Extension.
So being an extension agent, you play almost a couple different roles. The role I play is to educate folks in our community about horticulture, agriculture, urban agriculture, and natural resources. We have other extension agents in our offices across different districts across Virginia that focus on family consumer sciences, that focus on commercial agriculture, and that focus on 4-H and youth development.
So it covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
How did you get started in this? I did a little bit of digging there, Ashton, and I saw that your grandfathers and your family, they've always had their hands in the dirt, right?
Always have had their hands in the dirt.
Yeah.
I grew up in West Virginia, always in the woods. I always loved plants. I used to take my grandfather's forestry books and go identify trees by myself. Grew up with a family that foraged a lot too, so we just learned plants like that.
Do you know which mushrooms to eat?
I'm confident on like 5 to eat.
I was going to say.
I will be honest. I'll be honest.
Be careful out there. Be careful what you eat.
But being an extension agent is not something that I really wanted to be my whole life. You know, there are some people out there that want to be an extension agent. I did a lot of manual labor before this position. So I come from the experiential side rather than the educational side. But I do love to teach people. So when this job became available, I just moved back to Virginia Beach, and I'm like, this will be the perfect job. I would love to do this. I love to talk to people. I like to teach people about plants because I love plants. So I just kind of fell into it almost. I applied for the job, got interviewed, and then came into the office, and I found my niche. I like it.
You said you love plants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that opens up a big thing here. Indoor plants, tropicals, native, anything that grows, vegetables. What plants do you really like?
Okay, so I love them all.
But everybody has a favorite child.
Everyone has a favorite child. I do love natives a lot. I love natives a lot. One of the positions I had before this job, I focused on rare and endangered plant species. So I love like niche plant species that grow in the U.S.
Yeah.
So that's all my experience, but I do love some.
You like the rare ones?
I do.
The endangered ones?
I like spring ephemerals a lot.
Oh,
yes.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds awesome.
They're pretty cool.
Spring ephemerals?
Yeah.
What about noxious weeds? Invasives.
Not my favorite.
They have a place in society. They have a place out there.
They do. And if you can use them in any kind of way, even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do prefer plants that will benefit us.
Should you think twice before planting bamboo between you and your neighbor's house?
Probably.
Okay, listen. So Ashton is here. We're gonna take a deep dive into master gardening. And I think this is a really cool concept because I feel like I know a lot about gardening. And some people say, wow, you really know a lot. I'm like, yeah. And they say something about master. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then you find out that a master gardener is actually somebody who's trained for a specific reason. What is a master gardener?
So a master gardener is someone who applies to the program through Virginia Cooperative Extension to be an educational-based volunteer. So master gardeners are trained through a program through Virginia Cooperative Extension to educate folks about horticulture, agriculture, natural resources, water-wise gardening, just a couple of different things to toss in there. But they get out into the community, and their goal is to educate the community that benefits them, whether it be financially, food security, or just general education.
Which is great for everything and everyone involved. We got some pictures here. You can reference them, yes or no, and all together. You work in Virginia Beach. How many master gardeners are there in Virginia Beach? Every city has their own extension. Every city has their own master gardeners.
Right.
To dive a little deeper.
So in my unit, I have about 208 to 212 active volunteers that get out and do youth education, that do adult education across the state. I can't really give you that number, but there are a lot.
Yes.
And they contribute a lot of volunteer hours to their communities. In our Hampton Roads area, every city here has a Master Gardener unit, and they do so much for their communities, and people love the Master Gardeners. So
I know, and people are looking at that says Garden Masters.
I mean,
We're just having fun with that.
yeah.
Because, Master Gardener, no, we're Garden Masters. What does it take? There's a lot of training hours.
Yes.
What does it take to become a Master Gardener?
So you have to go to an orientation, in my unit specifically. You have to go to an orientation, learn about what all goes into becoming a Master Gardener, how to maintain your Master Gardener status. You put in an application, come for an interview, you get accepted. Then you go through a 12-week course that are 50 hours, and you learn about basic botany, basic horticultural skills, forestry skills, pest management, pest ID, pesticide safety. And then once you go through those 50 hours, you kind of graduate and become a Master Gardener intern, and then you go through a whole other set of volunteer hours before you become a full-fledged Master Gardener.
Dang, that's a lot. Did you bring a soil sample?
I did not. But if you became a Master Gardener, you could teach so many people about that.
Right?
Yeah.
How's your soil? It's dark. It's brown. It's got a lot of clay. But how is it?
Does it smell good? Does it taste good? No, I'm kidding.
How does your vegetables taste? Do you, so what does a Master Gardener get out of the program?
So
Other than the education and knowing and learning more about a subject that is tremendously widespread.
they do get that. They get their own education. While being a Master Gardener, you have to have continuing education hours, so you get constant education yourself. They don't get much out of being a Master Gardener besides the satisfaction of helping their community. They do get milestone awards for how many hours they volunteer. They can get recognized by other entities as well. If they work with churches or youth centers or even food pantries, obviously they'd be recognized by that. But other than that, just making themselves known and making themselves aware and seeing the impact in their community, I've been told that is satisfaction enough for the work that they do.
Well, I mean, what you're doing is you're combining two very important things: your love of all things growing and green, and maybe volunteering and helping others.
Yeah.
Which is tremendously satisfying.
Yeah.
And what a cool title, Master Gardener.
Master Gardener.
I like that. We're having fun here with Garden Masters. Listen, we're just getting started on this edition of Life Outdoors. We're going to kick it around and talk more things about growing this, that, and the other with Ashton Holliday-Goulart. So stick around for that. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back just after this. And welcome back to Life Outdoors. I'm your host, Chris Reckling. We are joined by Ashton Holliday-Goulart with the Virginia Beach Associate Extension Agent. She has a very cool job where she teaches and basically, I don't know. You're basically overseeing a bunch of people and teaching everything: botany, horticulture, landscaping, you name it, right?
Right.
It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Does that make you an expert in the field of all things green and all things nature out there? Everything that kind of grows and whatever?
I would not say I'm an expert.
Okay.
I can humbly say that I can learn something new every single day.
Yes. You'll never be an expert.
No.
You'll know a lot.
Right.
So with that in mind, I'm going to test you.
Go for it.
What's up with the spotted lanternfly?
You're lucky I didn't wear my t-shirt today, because I have a t-shirt that has a massive spotted lanternfly on the front that says "Stop Spotted Lanternfly." I wore it to a program last Friday.
Oh,
So if you talk to any farmer from Pungo, you'll know. Yeah, that girl with the bug shirt, that was me. Spotted lanternfly is getting pretty bad. Mm-hmm. People are actually starting to see it closer to us. Mm-hmm. It's very prevalent on the western side of the state. And those guys, it's easy to kill the egg masses if you can identify them. It's easy to kill the adults. But the nymphs, they're fast, they're squirrely, they throw you for a loop.
Can we aerial bomb them with pesticides and fog them out? Is there any? I mean, you can't just squash them. I mean, that's a great thought to just try to kill them one by one, but that's not going to work, right?
No, realistically, no.
And what's the answer?
I don't have a great answer for that because I can't confidently say that would be the safest way to treat them because we have so many good bugs too that could potentially face death.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Dang it.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Okay. Landscaping pet peeves.
My landscaping pet peeves?
Yeah. I mean, anything. What do you got?
Oh, I have so many. I have so many. My first one is when people commit crepe murder.
Ugh.
When they lop those crepe myrtles and give them fingerless hands, they look terrible. It drives me nuts. When people improperly prune their trees, nutty. Volcano mulching.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
And I understand why people cut their crepe myrtles back. I get that. But if they only knew that they're killing the tree.
Yeah.
The volcano mulch. Everybody knows those two are like, everybody aggravates them. Let's talk about some invasive species.
Okay.
Mimosa. They're beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. But as you said earlier, sometimes those noxious weeds or invasive species could contribute beneficially.
Right.
So they may not contribute beneficially to the environment,
right.
but you can use some of our plants for medicinal purposes as well.
Right.
You know.
Tree of heaven. I got one right outside here on the median, just doing its own thing.
Well,
I don't think there's anything that it's good for.
Spotted lanternfly, that's its host plant.
Really?
So you're a beacon in the night for those guys.
God.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's so weird. Okay, so let's lighten it up a little bit. I got some video from some stuff I shot in the spring. Okay. So we're talking about natives here.
Yeah.
Lots of them, spring natives. There's a reason why these look pretty, and there's a little of everything in here. Why is it so important to plant natives?
Oh, you had to ask me that. So my background is really in conservation landscaping. I like to educate people how our native plants can benefit the environment, but also still look aesthetically pleasing. I personally like to recommend to people to plant, if they're doing a whole demolition of their landscape, to go back and plant natives, because natives can take up so much water. They provide habitat for a lot of our native insects and native animals. They still add season-round beauty as well, too. If you plant seasonally, you'll have color all year round. While that being said, of course, people still like their camellias, their gardenias, irises. It's not to say you have to get rid of them. You just companion plant with your native plants.
Right. They thrive. There's a reason why they do well. That's why they're native. I asked you your gardening pet peeves. One of mine is, and a lot of people won't agree with this, but I'm not a big fan of tropicals here.
Okay, I understand.
And I like tropicals where they belong.
Yeah.
But at the oceanfront, when I see a palm tree, it just looks, when they struggle, and they're struggling in the wintertime, and they're brown, and it just looks out of place.
Right.
That's the problem when you plant a non-native species.
It's out of place. They can still look beautiful if they're maintained, but that goes with saying you have a lot of time to even take care of those. You have a lot of resources. Do you have those resources?
Right.
Do you have the finance to be able to take care of it? So, yeah, natives, pretty easy to take care of, don't require a lot of input, don't require a lot of money.
Yeah. How about that redbud? What is it doing there? It's
beautiful.
Growing. It's a big, mature redbud that I've got in Northern Virginia. Okay. Let's talk about people's yards and lawns, because the most expensive, most frustrating thing that you'll ever have is a lawn. Most people just love to dump money and chemicals into their lawn that go into the drainage, into our waterways.
Yeah.
There's a way around that.
There's a way around that.
What's that, Ashton?
By looking at different sustainable landscape methods. If you have really moist areas in your yard, you can always do a buffer garden or a rain garden. Slow that water velocity of leaving your turf from going into the stormwater system. That buffer garden catches it. That rain garden can catch it. Healthy turf and healthy lawns aren't necessarily bad. They can still provide habitat and still be, I wouldn't say as beneficial as a nice native garden or native trees or anything like that, but they're still contributing to a healthy environment. If you're constantly dumping fertilizers, you're constantly mowing, you are constantly trying to treat your grass for any kind of disease or pest, that's not a healthy lawn. And at the end of the day, you're just wasting a lot of time, money, and resources, and then putting more of those resources back into the environment that might not benefit the environment.
Yeah, a lot of homeowners get into that vicious cycle where they're season to season dumping more chemicals, time, and money and energy and effort without success.
Yeah.
And then they call in the experts, and then they're paying a lot. And then it's, I don't know. That's, we talking pet peeves.
Well, I always say knowledge is power. So the more you know about how you can take care of your lawn can make you more powerful in the end. I actually had 2 phone calls today about turf management and what kind of turf grass will actually live here. Some people say, I've been seeding my lawn for 20 years and I'm just not successful with the grass. Well, are you seeding it with cool season, warm season?
Right.
Well, I don't know. So we go down in that hole and I try to tell them hey, look at your growing zone. Do you think something that grows here is going to really be successful and thrive here? No, it's not.
That's right. Give me a soil sample.
There you go.
That's what we need is a soil sample. Did you bring a soil sample? Oh, I already know the answer to that. All right, Ashton, listen, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. If you are interested in becoming a master gardener or find out more, we're going to tell you how you can do it. Stick around. You're watching Life Outdoors. And welcome back to another edition of Life Outdoors. I'm your host, Chris Reckling. We've been speaking with Ashton Holliday-Goulart with the Virginia Beach Associate Extension Agent. That's her title. And we've talked about the Master Gardening Program and what it takes to become one. Now the question is, do you want to become one? How do you go about that? Go for it, Ashton. What do they need to know? You got something going on? This is Virginia Beach. Every city has their own program. Take it from there.
That's right. Every city has their own program. So if you live in Virginia Beach and you are thinking about becoming a master gardener and you want to come into my program, I will be hosting a orientation in September 26th at the Central Library in Virginia Beach. You'll come, you'll sit to me, you'll sit in there and hear me talk for about an hour and a half about the program. There'll be an application process. You'll send your application in, I review it, and then we go from there. To be a master gardener is a time commitment. Not to say that people can't do it. It's just a lot of work. It is a lot of work. But, if you like to give outside of your normal capacity for giving, it's a great opportunity to get into your community, to see actual change and see how it affects people. I think everyone likes the idea of being outside and doing something outside and learning how to do something not for just themselves.
It's a great way to volunteer.
Yeah.
It's a great way to learn more about your passion. If you're not passionate about growing, gardening, all things that are green, this is not for you. But if you're passionate about learning and you want to learn more, this might be perfect for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if you've never gardened before, that doesn't mean you can't be a master gardener. We have so many people in my unit that have come from IT, that have been nurses their whole lives.
Yeah.
They never gardened before, but they've always wanted to get out, be outside, learn more about plants. And then that passion comes through in learning and then showing people what they've learned and how they've learned it and how they can get better involved in things like this as well. So, yeah.
Okay. Once again, when is that opportunity for them?
Friday, September 26th at 10:30.
That's in Virginia Beach.
Yes.
To find out more about the city that you live in?
You can go to the Cooperative Extension page,
Yeah.
so Chesapeake Cooperative Extension, Norfolk Cooperative Extension,
Hampton, Portsmouth. Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Now, at the top of this, we learned more about you, and I asked you what you were into and passionate about. What did you mention? You mentioned something I didn't know anything about.
Which one?
I don't know. I asked you what you were into. When you said something, I was like, wait, what is that?
Well, your ears perked up when I said rare and endangered plant species. But
No. You mentioned something specific that I was like, I had never heard about that. Shall we rewind the tape?
Do your thing.
No, I can't. What is okay? So what are you into? I'll just ask it again. Maybe it'll come up.
So what am I into? So again, I do love conservation landscaping. I love spring ephemerals. That's what it was.
That's it.
There we go.
What is that?
We got there.
What is a spring ephemeral?
So spring ephemerals are plants that come up in the springtime, and they're only present in the springtime. So where I grew up in West Virginia, we have loads of spring ephemerals like wake robins, trilliums, bleeding hearts, Dutchman's breeches. Crocus could be, yes.
I don't know. Just throw that out. I like saying crocus. Go ahead.
Understandable. It's a funny word.
Spring ephemeral sounds, I don't know, sounds interesting.
Magnificent, right?
Okay, what is a fall ephemeral?
I don't
think there is one?
No.
Okay, so something tells me you like the springtime.
I do love the springtime.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Earth is waking back up.
Yeah.
Lots of colors.
Nature is pretty incredible, isn't it?
Fresh restart, yeah.
You mentioned foraging.
Yeah,
Go for it.
foraging.
I know. We mentioned mushrooms. I know that. What else do you forage out there? I mean, and how cool is it to maybe have like a natural area garden where everything out there is edible and growing, and a vegetable garden. If you want to just touch on that too.
Really?
I mean, well, how about this? Let's just take you only have a couple minutes left.
Okay.
Right now, people are preparing for the fall, and the fall season is almost here.
Yeah.
What should people be doing? Are we getting closer to prune time, plant time, fall vegetable gardens, you name it? What?
So if people are thinking about expanding their gardens or putting more into their gardens, October, November is the best time to get those plants in the ground. It gives them a little bit more time to establish a root system while the soil is warm from the summertime, while we still have ambient temperatures. It's going to require a lot less water than if you planted in the springtime. So planting in the fall would be the best step if you want to expand your garden. Putting your garden to bed would be around November, December, since we're still in kind of a warm area.
Right.
You can lay all your grasses down. If you have some ornamental grasses, that's a natural mulch layer there. Making sure your plants are tucked in for the winter. You can do some pruning, light pruning, depending on the shrub, depending on the tree. That's just up to homeowners' discretion and depending on what they have.
Are you a big fan of rain barrels?
I do like rain barrels. I think they serve a great purpose.
Right.
My master gardeners have a rain barrel program where they teach people the importance of a rain barrel,
Right.
how to install a rain barrel,
Yeah.
where to install a rain barrel.
They make sense.
Yeah, they do make sense, especially if you're trying to capture all that water that comes off your roof and use it.
Yeah. Right. So if let's just say I was doing an air layer on a Japanese maple and started in June, when's the best time to check it and cut it and put it in the dirt?
Dang, you're testing me, aren't you?
Just messing with you now. I mean, you have to be careful when you do anything like that because you're dealing with the roots.
Right.
You have to understand that plant. And that's the beauty of what you do and what you guys are teaching master gardeners. You can get as deep as you want into the subject no matter what it is.
That's true.
I mean, we're talking insects, we're talking water, and you work with farmers, big crop, small crop, you name it, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. So it's just, as my coworker likes to say, extension's a lifestyle. Being available for your community is also a lifestyle. And through this job, I feel like trying to make a difference in my community in multiple different ways while being outside is really important. Gives people a sense of connection to others and what's around them as well.
And with that, we are out of time on this edition of Life Outdoors. Ashton, Holliday-Goulart with the Virginia Cooperation Extension. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your knowledge and having a little fun with us today.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
And once again, thank you guys for joining us here on Life Outdoors. Don't forget to spend some of your time with Life Outdoors. We'll see you next time.